Bat Sal. I've been playing around with the mob heads. I found you I knew you could wear the mob heads, and I must admit I've been running around with a spider head on, and then I got a bat head, and you know they're tiny things. I'll show you when I put it back in the chest. I thought, what happens if you try a bat head on? It shrinks your head. Anyway, I've been amusing myself no end because, you know, small heads amuse small minds. Right, this thing. Do you know, when I did the live stream weekend with the guys, I knew there was something I did. I could remember what the thing looked like. And I've been looking up tanks and essence and all kinds of things, trying to remember what it was that I used, because I knew that I was storing much more essence in a much smaller place, and it's a drum, and a drum's really easy to make, and there we go, and that should do it. That should just fill that thing up now, and that holds 256,000, whereas these essence tanks that I've been filling up, that whole construction that I had out there was about 16,000. But I think it'll come in useful. Where should we store it? Actually, do you know, I might just put it on the floor, maybe here somewhere. It's just out the way then, isn't it, rather than taking up tank space? Yeah, that'll do. So, yeah. Oh, other things. I've been playing around with chiseled glass, and I wanted to get rid of the sort of wood, because we've got this glass tube there, and I'd made that out of hardened glass, I think it was, which was just because I had some lying around, and I thought, let's have a look and see what glass there actually is. It's called light glass. Now, if you have two blocks side by side, so that you've got sort of a 2x2 arrangement or greater, then you get the streaks. But if you do a 1 by anything, then you don't. And I really like this light glass just because of the colour on the edge there. It kind of goes with the wood backing. I can't do it on 4 sides because I need something to put my ladders against. But I also found that there's another chiselled one called Almost Clear or something, which is absolutely almost clear. There's no edges on it and stuff like that. And one day I do want to sort of build staircases and walls. I want this to be, rather than just platforms, this should be a large building, like a large hallway kind of thing, maybe with like windows, and that should be maybe a balcony, and this should be an indoors or something. I don't know, something like that. Yeah, I'll have a play with glass a bit more when we get to that point. Missio! Right, now to today's first thing. Let's see. I want to experiment a little bit with Leadstone Fluxduct, and thank you to Rats for the suggestion. I've made some of it, and let's see, I should have various things. A few of you have suggested some stuff, and I'm going to try a few of them out. So, but let's start with this one. I'm going to just put a bit more space between things than I would normally, because I want to try a bit of experimenting. Okay, so then I should have got my spare magmatic dynamo. There we go, so that'll be filling up with lava. Now what I want to know is, can I connect to the bottom, to the side, to the top? What, where, how, when, that sort of thing. Oops. Okay, right. Doesn't like the bottom. It doesn't like the sides. Okay, it likes the top though. So if I was to put stuff out to the side like that, now I built a spare hammer because I'm pretty sure we'll want more than one hammer. So if I put that on the top, yeah, that works. What about if I was to put it, say, on the side? Oh, yeah, so that works. Okay, so although I can only put it one side, I can only connect it to this particular thing from the top. Can I hang this underneath? Yeah. So this pipe just needs to touch it and it doesn't matter quite where by the looks of it. Cool. Right, well that's handy. So oops, that's not what I meant to do. So I'll probably build some more of these then, because they're quite easy, especially now that I've automated my redstone production. Well, it's semi-automated. And I want to fix that, and that'll be quite easy to do. Let's just see, is she running out of dust? Oh yeah, she's doing gravel now. Lots of gravel, lots of dust. Yeah, I kind of want to rig this up so that we get gravel and dust, but we get more dust than gravel and stuff, and just sort of, I've had some thoughts about a better way of laying this out and things. Yeah, now that I've got more familiar with it. But what I needed to know was how to use this. So now I know, I can go away and I can do that. And I think to get all of that working and fully automated, probably need to make a new platform. I'll probably move the smeltery out there and we'll make this a sort of automatic ore processing plant, and we'll do that out there. So as soon as I've got the platform built and I've moved a bunch of stuff over, which, well, from an in-game perspective will be in several days time, but for you guys in just a few seconds, I'll be back. Okay, so I've built my platform. As you can see, same as all of the others, and I've mocked up what we're going to do to automate, to get like big automated ores. It's based on this simple one that we had over there with just one hammer and one sifter. Let me show you how this is going to work. It's just everything's bigger now, bigger and better. So this bit here, this is going to be the trough where the lava sits, like we have over there. So this will build out a mossy cobblestone. And this line of planks above here is a line of crucibles. And over the top here is a line of transfer pipes that will keep the crucibles full of cobble. So this is where the cobble is made. And we've got another line of pipes that will come up here, and this will be feeding the machinery. So what we'll have here is everywhere where there is a torch is a hammer, and all of the blocks in between the chests are just transfer nodes and pipes and things. This line of planks here, the fancy planks, is where we're going to get our power from. So here we've got a line of liquid transfer nodes, and that is going to feed this block and this block, which are going to be the magmatic dynamos, and those two will have pipes that come up and run just one line of energy along there. And then so above that, this energy transfer line, we have above it we have the hammers. Underneath it we have the sifters, and the sifters will transfer their stuff into the chests. So I shall go away and replace all of these blocks with the actual blocks and pipes and nodes and things, because it'll look a lot clearer then. But I found this to be a really good way of laying things out, because I was able to, like, here is where I am connecting that chest to this sifter, and I wanted to leave enough room between my energy pipes and my transfer pipes. And yeah, just using wooden blocks, it helps to identify how much space we're going to need, whether or not it's too cramped. I like the idea that we can walk underneath everything and around everything, so we've got plenty of floor space. Yeah, so that's what I'm going to build. It had a torch in the transfer node. Why did it have a torch in the transfer node? Okay. So I think I've got everything. It will take a while for the whole system to become primed, and half of the Oh no, look, see, they are all... So the cauldrons, the crucibles are all now filling. So they will turn into lava. Both magmatic dynamos are starting to power things. Let's see, I have put 2 speed ups on this one and 1 speed up on that one and no speed ups on this one. It should take a while. What I expect to see is everything that he outputs will mostly just fill her first, and so she's... Oh, look at that, first thing we get's an emerald. So once enough cobble has been generated and smashed to fill her with gravel, then we'll start getting gravel dropped in the chest, and that gravel will start to overspill into here. And this hammer should hammer things just slightly faster than this guy can keep up with. He is actually... Is he doing something? He's not. I think that's just a visual glitch. And then eventually we'll get down to this guy. Now, I have got leftover dust. Oh, I've not put the transfer nodes on though, have I? Or did I? Oh yeah, I did. Oh yeah, so he's working. Right, he just needed power probably. Excellent. I'm going to let this run for a little while and let this rain stop. And we'll come back and we'll see how that's getting on. Alright, look at this lot work. So that's all come together quite nicely. Yep, we've got cobble is being made into gravel. The gravel is going into the chest. She's been kept pretty full and she's outputting some nice stuff. What she's not using is going here, and that's being dropped into this chest as sand. He's working away at the sand and he's created this stuff so far. What sand he doesn't use is coming across here as dust, and then I already had a big supply of dust anyway, which I've dropped in here. And well, he's been kept busy from the start, so he's been creating quite a lot as well. And that will go on forevermore. This is completely self-sustaining. So what's creating all of this is that transfer node there is generating the cobble, and that cobble is what's being fed up into that hammer, but the cobble is also being fed into these crucibles, and it's those crucibles that are providing the power for all of this. So nothing should ever run out. This should run like this forever, just giving us more and more freebies. What will happen eventually is we'll start to run out of chest space. So that's the thing I am going to have to consider first. Is we've got all of our inputs automated. Now I need to think about the outputs. So what I will be doing next is to move the smeltery over here, because the majority of this wants to go into the smeltery. I also want to build a coke oven over here, because we'll use the coal that's coming out of this to keep the coke oven fueled, and a few other things. But I think what we'll do to sort of provide an intermediate storage is we'll use the Jabber Better barrels, which I've been experimenting with. It's the one that I use on the cobble anyway. But yes, Bliffle, who's one of our newer subscribers, gave me the suggestion that what we should do with the mob farm over here is to use the better barrels on the loot bags, to stop the loot bags from jamming up the chests, because they'll stack inside these barrels and they won't stack in a chest. And so that's what I've done. I've given it a very quick test to make sure it worked, and it did. I put down 6 barrels because I happened to have that amount of wood in my hand at the time that I was making it. That's a bit glitchy, but not to worry. So I think what we'll do is we'll use this same arrangement, and I'll take a transfer node from each of the chests over here, and we'll feed them into a whole array of barrels, so that we've got a nice collection of all the things that we're making. Because we've got a defined output here, we know exactly what can come out, and then we'll be able to put these through auto crafters and things like that then, to make sure that, so there's some things like this is cocoa beans and spores and exotic seeds and stuff like that, but some of this stuff wants to be combined, crafted into sand, and wants to be fed into the smeltery. So I'll need to build some auto crafters and a big array of barrels, and then yeah, we'll get all that fed in. So that will, if it's really simple to do, then I'll just do that off camera and I'll show you next episode. Right, well, I think that's just about it for this episode. I shall do a load of stuff off camera, and depending on whether it's simple, I'll just do it and I'll show you afterwards, or if it looks fairly complex, then I'll bring you along for the journey. But what I want to get to is I need to build the coke oven so that we can get creosote, because I want to build a giant windmill up here that will provide all of our power for the foreseeable future. But I need creosote for that. And I just want to thank all you guys for all of your encouragement and for watching, and for telling me which ideas have worked for you, and joining along. It's been marvellous. Thank you for watching. I'll see you again soon. Bye bye.